Welcome back. As I said at the top of the show, I do hope everyone had a good and bountiful Thanksgiving. Although I'm sure for many folks there may have been a little less on the table this year. More and more families in South Florida are struggling, and among those out there trying to help, Feeding South Florida does a remarkable job of providing food to those in need. I spoke to the CEO of the organization, Paco Velez, about what they're doing.
Well, Jim, as you mentioned, families are struggling. Rent and the cost of housing has also gone up for families. On a regular day, it's pretty difficult for them to put food on the table. And for a holiday, it's been difficult as well. This past Thanksgiving, we distributed more than 12,000 turkeys and all the fixings for families so they can have a happy Thanksgiving. But it's incredibly difficult with everything, with the cost of everything going up. Even the storms that affected a lot of the farms here in Florida have either pushed the harvest back or have increased the cost because there's not enough produce coming out of the state of Florida. So all these things combined are really putting our families are really feeling the pinch and are struggling to make ends meet because of the cost of living here in South Florida.
So give me, you talked about 12,000 turkeys for the Thanksgiving that we just had. On an average week, even without the holidays, what are you giving away? What are you helping families with? What's the need out there that you're seeing on just a week-to-week basis?
On a week-to-week basis, I can tell you what goes out of our warehouse every single week. Every week, we're distributing almost 2 million pounds of food that goes out of our warehouse into the four-county area: Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade, and the Keys. So 2 million pounds a week. We're looking at 8 to 9, almost 10 million pounds of food that goes out every single month, and that's serving about 1.2, a little more than 1.2 million individuals in the four-county area. And not only is it feeding 1.2 million people, and it's not a one-time thing. Some of the families are coming to us multiple times a month just because it's become a way to keep food on the table as they have to pay utilities and have to pay rent, have to pay their car, just everything, all the cost of living that's gone up.
And this is sort of supplemental. This isn't intended to feed them for in perpetuity. This is more just trying to fill in some of the gaps that they might not otherwise have. You know, to the best of your knowledge, do you have a sense for how many people are skipping meals, how many people are going hungry in South Florida? Do you have any understanding of what the problem is out there and how serious it is?
We do talk to a lot of seniors. We have a home delivery program for older adults, and we provide either grocery boxes or prepared meals, and they go out in refrigerated trucks, and we talk to the seniors. And before we get them onto the program, we interview them. We do an intake process, and our seniors are skipping meals to a pretty incredible degree. Sometimes they'll only eat once a day, if at all. We have talked to some seniors who would prefer to feed their cat or their dog before they eat on their own, or prefer to buy cat or dog food and then start to eat that cat or dog food just because they want to make sure they're taking care of their pet, because it's a lot of times their only companion. So we bring on these older adults and we provide that home delivered food to them along with wellness checks, and our drivers act as another companion, a way to engage socially with someone else. So the need is pretty great among our older adults. We're seeing a lot of issues with our families as well, where the families or the parents are rationing food, especially when you have a single mother. She's rationing food for herself to ensure that her kids are eating every single day. It's an unfortunate situation and something you think would not happen here in this country, but it happens a lot more than you think.
So let's talk about two things. One, let's start with, if somebody is in need, how do they get in touch with Feeding South Florida? Do you have storefronts? Is it a matter of going online? Are there phone numbers? Talk to me about how a person would be able to, if they feel they need some help, how would they be able to get it from you?
We want to be accessible to anyone who needs assistance, and we want to make it okay for people to ask for help, regardless of what that help is. But here for us, help with food and help with other resources, we want people to be okay with asking for that assistance. They can go to our website, feedingsouthflorida.org, look up our agency network. We also have our pantries here and in our Boynton facility where folks can come in. Our pantry is open in Broward, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday. We extended those hours to make sure families who are working can access the pantry. We're also open on Saturdays, 8 to 5, so people can access the pantry. They can call us 954-518-1818 and make an appointment or let us know that they're coming in so we can help them. A lot of ways to get assistance. We don't just help people with food. We help them with the federal benefit applications. So SNAP or food stamps, Medicaid, long-term care, children's health insurance program, different WIC referrals, all these things that we help families with, along with life skills like financial literacy, computer literacy, resume writing, and workforce training. We help families with the workforce training program, especially warehouse training program and culinary training programs.
You mentioned something a second ago about making it so that people feel comfortable and being willing to ask for help. There's a perception that so many people out there are just looking for free stuff, that they're not interested in working and they just want handouts. I know from talking to you in the past that is not the impression you have talking to people. It's actually trying to get them over that hurdle of asking for help because of a sense of pride that they might feel, and a misplaced sense of pride. Talk about that aspect of it and some of the families that you've been able to help, some of the individuals you've been able to help.
So there is a sense of pride. There's also a sense of shame that goes along with that. And you see the look on our families, and some are walking out now and they bring their children. And this is, no one wants to be in a situation where they're asking for help, or no one wants to be in a situation where they're struggling to put food on the table for their children. But unfortunately, people find themselves in those situations, especially given the economy that we're in now. And so what we let families know is that it's not just about the food. The food is the first thing to build that foundation. Once you build a solid foundation for our families, then you can build on that foundation, including some of those life skills and workforce training programs that I talked about, especially how to manage money, how to manage time, and help families out of the situation. So for us, we're about shortening that line, ending the line, and moving families to a place of independence. And we put together a curriculum for them if they want to move out of that. But the biggest thing is our families are really struggling, and the cost of living is just extremely high in South Florida. And until something changes, we're going to see a lot more families coming to us.
All right, and finally, let's talk about how those who want to help you in this can help. Tell me about what if somebody wants to sort of be able to provide you assistance. What do you need? Do you need volunteers? Do you need financial contributions? Do you need food contributions? What's the best way for individuals to be able to help you serve the community?
What we need are people who want to give back, who want to be part of the solution, who struggle to see when other people are struggling. We've been fortunate, and our families have been fortunate that in South Florida, there are so many people who want to get involved, so many people who don't like to see or don't want to see children going without food or seniors eating pet food. The biggest way to get involved, or the easiest way, is to go to our website, feedingsouthflorida.org, and make a monetary donation there. That said, we absolutely cannot do what we do without the support of our volunteers. I was just at a distribution this past Sunday before Thanksgiving, and a lot of volunteers were there. We have distributions everywhere. We have our own warehouse where volunteers can come in and help put boxes together. We get almost 40,000 volunteers coming through our doors every year, and that's a whole lot of individuals that really help us with our mission, especially if they're mission-driven individuals who want to be part of the solution. That's another great way to be involved, and then also to get the youth involved, get your places of worship involved, and your work places of work involved. Those are some of the best ways to help feeding South Florida, and more importantly, the families we serve.
We'll be right back after the break.